Evening, everybody. Please sit.
Evening, Mr. Mayor.
Evening. See so many people. I'd like to start by firstly calling out the fantastic achievement that Parks Department and Henley Town Council have done with the Henley in Blue Gold Award. The first time we've entered since 2019. They achieved gold status, and that's a massive amount of effort from the Parks Department, in particular from Councillor Hinton, who has led the team for quite some time. And also to everybody else who's involved in Henley and Blue at any point over the last couple of years, because it's not just one person that does it, it's a group of people. And it's a fantastic achievement. Thank you.
Apologies.
We haven't actually started yet. We're just congratulating Kelly on the Henley and Blue. Okay, welcome to full council for 30th September. Where I go to agenda item 1, apologies for absence.
We have apologies from Councillor Simpson and Lambert.
Councillor Hunt also mentioned. Agenda number 2, declarations of interest. I see none. Agenda number 3, public participation. If anybody got anything to speak, it's fine. If there's a fire alarm, by the way, we exit through the fire exits. Agenda number 4A, approve the minutes of the full council meeting for the 3rd of September. Councillor Capchak. Opposed? Seconded by Councillor Jill. Opposed.
Second name.
Exactly.
I have to unmute.
Okay, agenda number 1. Oh yes, good call. All in favour? Agenda item number 4B, to note the minutes of the Climate Nature Emergency Advisory Group. And we have a resolution to recommend. All in favour? Agenda item number 5, reports of committees. Planning on 9th of September. Councillor Thomas.
Thank you. I hereby present the minutes of the planning committee, which was held on Tuesday, the 9th of September. Item 1, apologies for absence. 2, declarations of interest. 3, minutes. 4, public participation. 5, plans amended. 6, plans new. And turning to page 12, 7, objections, calling applications, 8, decision notices, and 9, progress report for applications called in. I do so move.
Agenda item 5B, recreation amenities. Councillor Dodds.
I wish to present minutes of the meeting of recreation amenities held on Tuesday, the 9th of September. Item 1, apologies for absence. Item 2, declaration of interest. Item 3, public participation. 4, minutes. 5, progress. We've all seen the scaffolding outside up the road there?
Yes.
That looks good. Do we have a question?
With repairs, how far are we moving along? Because this is obviously going on a long time. So I just wanted to know how far we are to be some of the stuff, the slipways and the other stuff being repaired.
Okay.
Yeah, so we usually give an update at R&M between interims, but so the flood risk activity permit has been applied for, but currently the waiting time is between 6 to 9 months for that.
So it's longer than we all would wish. So item 6, finances. 7, informal grass pitch proposal. I said move.
All in favour? Agenda item 5C, town community.
I hereby present the minutes of the meeting of the Town and Community Committee held at 7:30 on Tuesday, 16th of September. Item number 1, apologies. 2, declarations of interest. 3, public participation. 4, minutes. 5, communications manager update. 6, town centre manager update. 7, police. 8, events. 9, ATM. 10, finance. 11, progress. I do so move.
All in favour? And number 5D, finance strategy and management. Councillor Westman.
I wish to move the minutes of the meeting of Finance, Strategy and Management Committee held on the 23rd of September 2025. Item number 1, apologies. Item number 2, declarations of interest. Item number 3, public participation. Item number 4, minutes. Item number 5, finance. Item number 6, expenditure. Item number 7, grants. And as regards the application that was deferred for the Henley Exiles, there will be a meeting next week between the Town Council and the Henley Exiles to just discuss further the nature of the organisation and the details of their application, at which point it will be returned to finance. Item number 8, investments working group. Item number 9, exclusion of public and press. Item number 10, legal updates. Item 11, King's Arms Barn. Item number 12, Smith Centre. Item number 13, staffing. I so move.
We, sorry, could we all favour? Agenda number 6, reports of other authorities. Councillor Rawls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry, it's a very late report. Fortunately busy with organising a funeral. So at the council in September, there was this, finally this issue of the opposition was sorted out, whereby there was some consternation because there were 2 groups with the same numbers, which nobody had seemingly thought about in the constitution, and that was resolved by the remuneration committee saying, yeah, there can only be one vote and one opposition, which seemed quite sensible. There was an approval to explore help for Best Start family hubs and existing children's centres, all in the areas of greatest need. There's very strong evidence that these make a substantial difference to the development and progress of children in those circumstances. So it seemed like a sensible thing subject to finance. And also supported ways to try and safeguard the important health watch function. I think I mentioned to you before that amongst the other NHS changes, health watch is being abolished in principle by the government, but they are the voice of the patients. So it does seem to have a valid role. Stefan's covered the points about the resurfacing, extra resurfacing between Tesco roundabout and the 3 horseshoes. That looks very well, and I think they've improved on the paintworks there. HGVs are covered by Stefan separately. The Oxfordshire congestion charge is proceeding. It will, in principle, all being well, go live on Wednesday, the 29th of October. And just to flag, residents anywhere in Oxfordshire can apply for up to 25 free permits. And I attended on Saturday M Group, which is the contractor for Oxfordshire going forwards, their depot in Drayton, and saw a number of their equipments and processes, and they do seem to be putting a lot of effort in updating and moving forward with everything that they do. So fingers crossed that will give us a good result.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you.
You have my report, however, I apologise for a gross error. On the page 27. As Lee has mentioned, from Tesco to the Three Horses pub has been resurfaced. I think fantastically, with repainting. From the station traffic lights through to Harrison Hoyle, right the way through the Reading Road and Duke Street, that is coming. But I've said it's between the 29th of September, in other words, today, and the 8th of October. Yesterday, sorry, it's not. I apologise for that. The date that the order was published was the 29th, but the actual road works are going to be from the 8th, from next Wednesday, the 8th, till the 15th, the Wednesday. It's a whole week job. Probably not the Sunday, but we don't know yet. But it's only working from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. So in other words, it's as my report is, but the date is the 6 a.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. So 2 corrections actually. So Wednesday the 8th of October to the 15th of October, 8 p.m. through the night to 6 a.m. And my report's done. Thank you.
We have no questions, so we'll get that. Agenda item number 7, reports of outside bodies.
Yeah, I'd like to give a report on the Henley Allotment Association. I'm the Town representative on that group along with Councillor Eggleton. And I attended a meeting recently, and they were talking about publicity, and I said I would explain a little bit about what they do. So, despite all the many things that the Town Council does in Henley, in many different areas, the only statutory responsibility we have is actually to provide allotments. And the Allotment Association is not part of the council, but it runs the allotments on behalf of the Town Council, and they are volunteers who simply enjoy working their allotments. They enjoy the fresh air, the exercise, and eating the healthy produce. And who's to blame them for putting in the effort that they do in order to keep that going? There are 2 sites operated by the Town Association. There's Waterman's, which is opposite Tesco's, and Greencroft, which is over the bridge. And therefore, technically, it's not actually in Henley, but it is land that is owned by the Town Council. Between them, they have about 250 plots of varying shapes and sizes. And so there's something for everyone. If you've got a large family, you want to grow lots of vegetables and flowers, you can get a nice big allotment, or you can have a starter plot, which is much smaller and also much cheaper to lease. Some of the unused plots have been cleared recently, and so the waiting lists have been empty, and plots are available for those who'd like to lease one. And there are regular social events and competitions to take part in the allotments. So if you're interested in learning more, you can come along to the Henley Allotment Association AGM, which is on the 20th of October here in the council chamber. And it's at 7 o'clock for a 7:30 start. And I can assure you, as a former allotment holder at Waterman's, that you'll find an interesting and friendly bunch of enthusiasts, happy to welcome you and give you advice, whether you want it or not.
Yes, I just want to report on 2 quick updates from outside bodies. So Jill and myself and Mayor Buckley attended the CAP 3-year anniversary held at D2 a few weeks ago, and it was a really, really encouraging evening. They are doing great work and also helping a lot of local residents to address issues around debt as well as job skills. So it's a really great initiative, and a lot of the churches have been heavily involved in funding it and promoting it. So it was a really great evening, and I would encourage everyone, if they can, to attend next year's event. And the second update is really from Greener Henley. For the first time, Greener Henley is involved with the Henley Literary Festival, hosting a Big Green Conversation. and all councillors are invited to attend. It's called The Role of Community in Confronting the Climate and Nature Crisis. Again, Greener Henley serves a very helpful and useful place in our community, raising awareness of the climate and nature crisis, and it's a wonderful opportunity to be on the big stage with some really good speakers. So I encourage everyone to attend if they can.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Fantastic. If we move on to agenda item 8, the Mayor's civic engagements. I have been astounded and amazed by the amount of good stuff that happens in Henley from a perspective of volunteers who do stuff for the town. Everything from the women's regatta, the CAP that we just mentioned as well, Christians Against Poverty. So much of what I've seen, I would never have seen if I hadn't been in this position. And I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to be there. And I just like to use this focus on civic engagements to call out sections of the community. So again, when I first became mayor and I was asked about my charities, one of the biggest things was about the underprivileged in London, and the Christians Against Poverty and Nomad, I think, have been outstanding in what they're doing. It isn't actually on here. The other day we had the AGM for Nomad, and when you see what's actually happening in the town, it's brilliant. I'd also like to call out the Henley District Agricultural Show, because the town itself depends on the farms around you. We've got a lot of people involved in the community around there, and for them to have that show and show what's actually happening, I think is a fantastic effort. I did also enter Luna in the dog show, and she got best in show. Best in show for novelty dogs. Novelty dogs.
I think that's a first.
It is. Exactly. The YMCA AGM was also one of the things that I attended, and I'd also like to call out one of the residents of the YMCA has spent the summer as an intern with the Parks Department, and he's now successfully joined the council working on the adventure golf. So he is a success story from the YMCA. So I think the Mayor's civic engagements are great, and you get to see that kind of stuff happen all the time. Thank you. I'd now like to ask the press and public to leave in accordance with the Public Bodies Commission Meetings Act 1960. Do we vote on that? Do we move to all in favour? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, really bad truck. Really bad truck.